Hello, we are live here for the Premier League review, how I got on with the predictions there. So as you can see, got up my old video that I did pre-season there for where I thought all the teams will finish in their places as well too. Just like myself, there was Carter White that also got involved and made his predictions, so we'll check them out there as well, but we'll try this video and see if it works and see where I think the teams will finish and my explanations and how close I actually got to the mark there. So let's kick it off. What I have first. Just needs to load. Yeah, hey, Sports Nut there. Checking out the video there of how I got on with my predictions there for the Premier League. So hopefully it's all up to scratch. Have a look at the different places where I thought the teams will finish, my explanations, and see how close I got to the mark. Put the link in for StreamYards or for the original video you're meaning. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, you want to lock down there, sports nuts, because of the Melbourne situation there. It's pretty unfortunate. Australian, remember me? Football states. It's been a weird while, but yeah, sure, I remember some people. It seems like the particular stream's not exactly working, so trial, but I did have all the teams jotted down anyway, so they can share them. But make sure you check that particular video out if you haven't done so already. That was my pre-season predictions. Oh, you mean StreamYard? So like, oh, okay, yep, fair enough. If you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, sort of forget about that. Fair enough. Yep. So there you go for the StreamYard link to come and watch me. Right, so 20th place for the season, Sheffield United, they were pretty horrible. The second season syndrome did take into effect, and yeah, they fell down by the wayside, 16 points in the relegation to try and get them up. So yeah, just the 7 wins all season, and they managed to get some success towards the end, but they were always going down for large parts of the season, it seemed. So where did I have them placed? I had them all the way up in 13th spot there, so pretty terrible prediction. Oh, that's quite cool there. Sportsnut129 is also showing his camo there. Okay. So should we add him to the stream as well? First time I really try this sharing screen system there, so just need to see how it goes. Did you go to Nets first? No, unfortunately, but I did watch the game. Yes. There, 3-0 victory. That was pretty good out of Wellington. I'm in Christchurch, so different islands. But the one thing that's been all right to the other season, currently in 7th, really fighting out to get into the playoffs there, so they'll be quite good if they manage to do that. A couple of home games in the season, so expect big things to come. And if we look at Carver White predictions for Sheffield United, he went for them to finish all the way up in 7th, so that is a lot more shocking pick than what I said. At 19th, it was West Brom, who also went down the season. I had them finishing in 20th spots, and Carver White had them in 20th there, so it was a pretty clear consensus between us that West Brom weren't going to do anything great after being promoted from the Championship prior. In 18th, it was Fulham. I had them in 19th, and Carver White had them in 18th there, so if Fulham was unable to do it on a big budget, and they weren't going to do it on a small wages this time. Also, an early promoted side, they don't tend to fare well the majority of the time there.
But there was an exception this season, of course, Leeds United. And 17th, it was Burnley. I had Burnley all the way up in 11th there. There was probably a little bit ambitious. They had Chris Woods, the main goal scorer, New Zealand striker, since I'm from New Zealand, so they might be a little bit biased there. Cavan White had them up in 10th, so pretty similar pits, but yeah, not a good season for them, but clearly safe from the drop. And at 16th, it was Brighton. I had them in 17th. Cavan White had them at 16th, so that was a pretty clear consensus there. For Brighton and Chris Hughton's side. And 15th, I went for Southampton. No, I had them in 9th, actually. I forgot about Southampton and the pre-season predictions there, so they just ended up slotting the 9th. So it was a little bit controversial. Cavan White had them in 17th there. And 14th, it was Crystal Palace. I had them in 15th. Cavan White had them in 13th there. Not much to say about the Eagles. Just another good, solid season from them. And they also have the longest serving manager there, Roy Hodgson. The oldest manager there. He's been on all sorts of clubs there and due to end his tenure. Now we also got Toysman XP8 there, see if he wants to join to the stream. Hello. And 13th, Wolves finished there. They were hampered with a number of injuries this season. Boy, Jimenez and other key players to note. Otherwise, they would have done pretty well in challenging for Europe for the past couple of seasons. I had them all the way up in 5th. And Cavan White had them in 6th. But yeah, it wasn't to be this time around. And 12th position, it was Newcastle taking it out to get ahead.
Can you hear me?
I had them in 16th, and Cavan White had them in 12th. So Cavan White managed to get it spot on there. So congratulations to you. In 11th position, it was Aston Villa. They were right at the very top for the start of the season there, but they slowly sort of worked their way down the table. Yeah, definitely exceeding expectations, considering they only just survived previously in the league. And their big highlight of the season was, of course, beating Liverpool 7-2. That was pretty crazy stuff. For myself, I had Aston Villa placing 18th there, so getting relegated. So that wasn't even close. Cavan White had them in 19th there, so he did pretty similar predictions to me, but it wasn't to be. Okay. Maybe we should remove that one. So, in at 10th position, it was Everton. I had them in 14th, and Cavan White had them positioning in the 11th spot. So, yeah, Everton was actually really fighting that for Europa League or even at the Champions League there. The last few games of the season pushed them down the table. And 9th spot, Leeds United, newly promoted sides. They did do well. They turning out to be one of their historic clubs. They used to do battle back when they were in the Premier League there 16 years ago. And top half finish, a very good start for their return. I had them placing in 8th, so I did see this coming. And Cavan White had them done in 14th, so good prediction for me there. In 8th spot, it was Arsenal. I had Arsenal finishing in 4th. But yeah, they failed to make Europe for the first time in like 25 years. So no Champions League, no Europa League, not even the Conference League, new competition that's starting out next season. It is 8th place for the Gunners. Cavan White's had Arsenal finishing in 5th, but nope, they just keep getting worse season in, season on. And 7th, it was Tottenham, another disappointing season there for Tottenham. They end up making the Europa League Conference League on the very final day of the season, but that's definitely not where they want to be. It's one step down. How's the StreamYard running? Well, feel free to let me know that you comment. I tried to do a video, but there was some sort of stream issues according to the chats, so that could be improved on, but I'm very new to this, so let me know how it's going for you. And so I have Tottenham finishing in 7th, and Cavan White having finishing in 8th there. So we did see Spurs decline taking place. In 6th place, West Ham United. West Ham was one of the big stories this season, but I think it was somewhat overlooked by the majority of people. The fact that West Ham are making Europe, very unexpected. Some people even saw West Ham even getting relegated. I had West Ham finishing in 12th, so reasonable mid-table finish, and Cavan White had them down in 15th. But yeah, I don't think many people saw them finishing in 6th spot there. And 5th, it was Leicester City denied the Champions League once again there. Very unfortunate, very unlucky, but they did end up winning a trophy there, so big ups for that, defeating my club Chelsea in the FA Cup final. The Europa League, they have to do battle in that again next time around. For myself, I have Leicester City finishing down all the way in 10th position. I think they were, my justification on that was last time when they won the league and they were in their top spots there, they had to deal with a lot of games for the Champions League competition, and then they finished mid-table the season after that, and this time around the Europa League has a lot more games involved. However, they got knocked out a lot early on than we were probably expecting, so then that was able to help the squads not have to play as many games. And yeah, in the end, they did somewhat struggle for the last few matches of the season, but they did still manage to get 5th spots. So well done for Leicester City on that one there. Cavan White had Leicester City finish in 9th place. And 4th, it was my club there, Chelsea. Pretty disappointing season considering all that money we spent. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, all these star players coming to the squad there. Even getting another goalkeeper as well. And on top of that, we did end up sacking Frank Lampard for a replacement manager. So that did help. That's 4th place. It would have been 3rd place, but we ended up losing that final game of the season against Aston Villa. But fortunately, not costly. We still make the Champions League. I have Chelsea finishing top of the table, of course. Got to back my team. Cavan White had them finish in 3rd spot. And 3rd, somehow it was Liverpool. They managed to win 5 or 6 games back to back there at the ends after their 6-game losing streak at home. They were really in a rut. Had a few injuries, but I was surprised that Klopp didn't get sacked after such horrendous performances. They even lost against Aston Villa 7-2 early in the season. And a number of bad performances, lack of opportunities at goal, and all sorts of things were going on. But they battled through and they ended up getting at least the Champions League positions for next time around. I did see it somewhat coming there. I did see Liverpool declining and finishing in 3rd spot. Cavan White's had Liverpool finishing in 4th, so good predictions for that one. And 2nd place, it was Manchester United, and they just lost a mammoth shootout in the Europa League final there today as well. I had them finishing in 6th, and Cavan White did get it spot on, finishing in 2nd position. And the Champions League of the season was, of course, Manchester City. They seem to do the best with squad depth, lots more games being played, and the fact that there was empty stadiums for the majority of the season that was in their favour because they're used to having no fans in their ground, of course. Either finishing in seconds, and Cavan White have them up as the champions there. So overall, not too bad on the predictions. A few solid picks, but a few shockers in the midst. Hopefully you enjoyed the season's Premier League predictions, and we should do it all again next time round. So thumbs up, subscribe, comment below your thoughts on the season there. Cheers.